I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, you've all pledged. We're back in open session after being in closed session, and we're not going to tell you anything we did.
Here he comes.
Oh, we have enough books with that.
You brought that on the paper? Or did you need the papers? Flight.
Oh, just so I could write it down, but I'll wait till you confirm it and then write it.
Okay.
Okay.
Plus, I also have to ask him if he wants to go.
Mr. President, would you like a motion on this one?
I'll wait for everybody to get on, so I don't want to get ahead of everybody.
Fair enough.
But while they're getting on, I want to welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. It is fall time. It is football time. Go Vikings.
Go Vikings.
Let's see, go college teams. I won't mention any of them because I'm being kind to everybody. And no professional teams. Bears are terrible. Oh, poor Bears. But anyway, we're just stalling for time. And are we almost there? And we'll get in there. And we will have a proposal when we talk about the consent agenda that we want to remove item 4. I think it was B, C, and D. Somewhere around there. I'll find out in a section here when I pull it up myself. It was
Minutes.
for A, B, C, D, and we're gonna remove those from the consent agenda. And hold it. First of all, we have discipline motion. So let's do that.
All right, Mr. President, I move that we uphold the findings
go,
of
thank you.
the board in student discipline case number 24-22-11-11.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Zhang?
Yes.
Dr. Miller?
Yes.
Elder Park?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Mrs. Howard?
Yes.
Dr. Ashton?
Yes, motion passes 6-0. Thank you very much. That brings us now to the consent agenda. And as I just said before, we're going to propose that we remove items A, B, C, and D, 4, A, B, and C, D off the consent agenda. May I have a motion for the approval of that?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any additions or corrections or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Elder Park?
Yes.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Dr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Mrs. Howard?
Yes.
Dr. Ashton?
Yes, motion passes 6-0. Very good. That brings us to item number 5, public comments.
Mr. Thomas?
Good evening, members of the board. I'm Mr. Thompson, Assistant Principal at Northridge. I just wanted a moment of your time to talk about the things going on in our building. No one got up to talk about our building the last couple meetings, so I said I was going to do that tonight. I want to start with, we had our first dance at Northridge as principal. Mr. Henderson and I worked with student council, and they told us, oh, no one comes to these things. They lied to us. 270 kids showed up.
Wow.
Normally, in the past, they sold tickets in advance so they could control the number and have a little handle on that, but we didn't really have time, and being new, didn't really know better. We do now. Mr. Gorley did ask us at the next management meeting if we would have another dance, and Mr. Henderson and I both said that we would be willing to do that, so nothing horrible happened. It actually went pretty well. The kids had a good time. You know, the music sometimes I listen to these days is a little out there, but they did enjoy themselves, and we didn't have any serious issues at the dance. Everybody behaved themselves, the kids, the parents. We're going to streamline a few things for the next one, but we are definitely going to have another one. So that I was real pleased to see the kids come and have a good time. I think education should be more than just the classroom. So I've always felt that way. Our athletics are going strong, indoor and outdoor sports both. We're getting ready to start boys basketball tryouts and volleyball tryouts. So the kids are excited about those things. Drama club's up and running. Miss Helfrich, who was the assistant, we gave her the position for the drama coach job, and she has a play in the works called Alice in Wonderland that will be coming in the future. Our Avid PD today went really well. Miss McCool, Miss McDermott, and Miss Carey handled the PD for both Avid and Second Step, and I think that it went really well with the staff and everybody. Our AD, Miss Owens, she does an athlete of the week, which I think is really great, and they feature her in the school newsletter. I always try to go visit them personally with my candy bar jar, just to have the principal come and shake their hand and congratulate them, because all the athletes, they were the one picked for that week, so I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. And again, I feel like education is more than just what goes on in the classroom, so I try to live that too. So otherwise, everything's going pretty okay in Northridge. I am happy with the start to our year, and I love our new principal, so thank you, board, for finding him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
273, you said, that's an impressive number. That's very good. Yeah. I can't wait to hear the next one. 500.
Oh,
Yeah. You learned.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Blake Bodine. I'm one of the assistant principals at Mark Demna Elementary. Just wanted to let you all know about an awesome event we have going on this Friday, September 29th, is our Lunch on the Lawn. And so this is a great opportunity for our students to be able to go out to our south lawn and meet up with their parents, and for them to eat a nice lunch with their parents. And so we think this is a great opportunity where our staff, our parents, and our students can all get together, meet each other, and have a great time with one another. So once again, it's this Friday, September 29th. We encourage parents to contact our teachers so that way they know which specific lunch period they can go out and meet their students. And our first lunch period is at 10:30. So once again, we invite everybody, and we're looking forward to a great event. I'm going to hand out everybody one of our awesome flyers before I head back to my seat.
And the weather for Friday is supposedly,
It's supposed to be good.
it's perfect. Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
perfect. 80s, so
Thank you.
Thanks.
a great day for lunch on the lawn.
Great idea.
Might try to make it over there.
Do I need a student?
You can come out.
I probably, yeah, I know, but I mean, it'd be kind of creepy, Nate. I was gonna say, I'm just here to eat lunch on the lawn with you guys. That'd be fun though. That's good, thank you.
Can you
Appreciate it.
find a kid for him to
Yeah.
buddy up with?
No, he didn't say
No one will wanna go.
my goodness.
I'll find one. All right, any other? No? Going once, going twice? Gone. Okay, item 6. Educational support. It's in your head. They keep telling me that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good evening, Board, Dr. Geddes. I am not Kelly Truex. I am Molly Bailey, the Director of Special Education. But I have Hannah here with me from It's in Your Head. And we have before you an amendment to a previously agreed upon agreement with Hannah and Hunter from It's in Your Head. They've been providing staff support, and we would like to provide services to students at Danville High School, Northridge, Mark Denman, Northeast, and Liberty, all at the request of principals. And Mr. Hart, Mrs. Button, and myself have all reviewed the curriculum that they are proposing, and I will let Hannah speak as well.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see you again. Thank you for having us. Hunter would love to be here tonight, but he ate a bad plate of food and has some pretty gnarly food poisoning. So I'm happy to be here. We have been working very hard since we saw you last, day and night, really dreaming up what this student services proposal could be and how we can use our staff support services to kind of reflect the student support services, to really train up the staff to be able to provide some of these practices and techniques in the classroom. So we're really, really excited. The main objectives of our student programming are to reduce stress, to increase focus, to increase attention and listening, to equip the students with the ability to understand how to regulate their emotions, and to recognize and cooperate with other people, other students, and being able to recognize when other students need help as well. So really improving their communication and cooperation. So we really feel like the way we built out this program is going to make a very high impact. We are looking to provide more intensive services for the high school students, particularly the freshman class at DHS. Research on mindfulness-based stress reduction strategies shows that 15 to 18 age range is the most impactful for these interventions. And then we'd like to scale back and provide similar support services, but at a lesser frequency to the middle school and the elementary schools that have opted in. And these will be a variety of different options, working with each principal, including offering in-class demonstration of these regulation techniques and lessons, some offerings in PE, as well as some small group pullouts for kids that need more attention. And we really, really believe that maneuvering through this curriculum throughout the rest of this school year, paired with the staff services that we're providing, and we're giving them the information that they need to be able to lead a lot of these practices to help the kids learn how to regulate their stress and emotions going forward beyond this school year. So we're really looking to train those staff up, and this is a very holistic program. But I'm here for any questions that you might have, and again, I'm just really grateful for the opportunity.
Programs would begin in October through August 1st of '24. Danville High School could cost up to $123,600, and the cost of the K-8 schools could be up to $151,200, all paid for from ESSER 3 funds. So I recommend your approval.
What say you, board?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I've heard really good things about the work that you've done.
Thank you.
Real positive
Yeah,
things.
we're going at it whole heart.
Okay. If there are no further questions or comments, roll call vote, please. Hold on, say the numbers again.
Sure, Danville High School would be up to $123,600, and the K through 8 schools combined up to $151,200 from ESSER 3 funds.
Thank you. And that's what we're voting on.
Mrs. Tyler?
Yes. What?
Yeah, that's good, I like that.
Elder Park?
Yes.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Pastor Miller?
Yes.
Dr. Ashton?
Yes, motion passes 6-0. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you. Hannah and Hunter will be at our professional development next Friday, October
Yes.
6th, offering sessions. So if you guys want to stop by and check it out. you can
What
see
time
it.
is that?
From 8 to 1.
8 to
They'll
1.
be at both locations. One of them will be at Northridge and one will be at Mark Denman.
At the high school? No.
Not at the high
those
school,
places.
at Mark Denman, Northridge, 8 to 1.
We'd love to have you.
Can we take off time to go to lunch? Because, right, it's it's a Friday lunch. I'm paying attention today. All right, speaking of which, get back on track. Here we go. That was 6A, which was successfully voted on. So that brings us to 7A, which is a public hearing on the budget. We will now open the public hearing regarding the Danville School District 118 budget for 2023-24. Are there any questions or comments on this budget? Seeing none, if there are no further questions or comments, since I didn't hear any, I now declare this public hearing closed. And we will move on to action item 7B, which is approval of the budget. Hello, business finance person.
Good evening, Dr. Geddes, Board, D118 Family. I am Narcissus Rankin, Director of Business and Finance. And today I am asking that the Board approve the proposed 2023-2024 budget. I am proposing an estimated $124,079,382 in revenue and $129,463,116 in expenditures. This is a deficit budget of $5,384,726. Included in the anticipated expenditures are the HVAC projects that are funded by ESSER and the board-approved Northeast and KDBA expansions, updates to the 72 edition, DHS football field, and bleachers. The FY '23 ending fund balance pre-audit is $34,783,610, and this is made up of, so for the education fund, $23,747,126, and O&M, $1,623,563, bond and interest, $631,365, transportation fund, $1,034,135, municipal social security and retirement, $1,999,108, site fund, $96,397, working cash, $3,949,070, the tort fund, $938,342, and the fire and safety fund, $764,504. So it is my recommendation that the board approve the 2023-2024 budget.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments on the budget?
I have a question. So the fund balance, will we still be within the board's policy
Yes.
of how much we should remain or maintain in reserve?
Hey,
You didn't say anything, so I knew there was a question.
you, because you just jump right in. Go-
He said any questions.
I would love to hear
So-
the answer to this question.
With this
I
current
would've asked
budget,
it.
this current proposed budget, yes, we will be within the 15 to 20% fund balance that is in the board
She
policy.
tell you to say that, or is that true?
We
No,
didn't-
I'm Dr. Ashton, just like you're watching it, I'm watching it.
I know better. I'm kidding. I have another question which is very similar to that. It's a deficit, but if it's, what?
That was good, because that's what I said.
Yeah, okay, no one was gonna ask it. It's a deficit budget, and contrary to popular opinion, there are people in the community who do care about the budget and who actually pay attention, even though they may not show up. And they go, why do we have a debt? That was the voice that, why do we have a deficit budget? Why shouldn't we pass on a deficit budget? And I'm gonna probably say, it's probably okay, it's a $5 million deficit budget?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and can you explain that a little bit to us, why it's okay for us to pass this deficit budget?
So remember, a deficit budget it's just the fact that my revenue isn't gonna cover, my anticipated revenue isn't gonna cover my anticipated expenditures for the year. But a lot of our expenditures are all the updates that we're doing to the buildings. And so those are gonna be funded by the fund balance. So that is why I'm watching. So yes, that's why it's a deficit budget. It's a deficit because my revenue is less than my expenditures.
The fund balance that we have in reserve,
Yeah, our fund balance, yes, ma'am.
so $5 million from the reserve budget.
It's gonna be 5 million over what if our anticipated revenue and budget, yes, ma'am.
That still stays within the board requirement. of
Yes,
funding.
ma'am. I'm watching.
And so if we remember back 2 years ago when Mr. Truex came to us with his very long laundry list of projects, and when we went over the anticipated cost, the Board of Education decided that we would dip into our fund balance to about the tune of, but don't tell Skip. You guys originally just say 7, but we're gonna tell him 5, so he doesn't have any more money.
There is no more money.
No more money, Skip. And so now, as all of those projects come to fruition, we are there. But this is part of a board directive that was given to us 2 years ago when he presented his facilities plan.
So, we're on board with that. Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments, board? So I'm in favor of the budget, so that's how I look at that. If there aren't any more questions, we are now going to vote on the 23-24 District 118 budget that has been proposed and set forth before. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Elder Park,
Yes.
Pastor Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Tyler,
Yes.
Ms. Payne,
Yes.
Dr. Ashton.
Yes. Motion passes 6-0. Thank you, that's a lot of
Thank
work.
you.
Budget's always a lot of work, and the work now starts for next year's. It already has, because as we go, yeah, I know, we prepare for the budget for next year. And we're interested to see, our total revenues versus how we end up with the budget, because that's it. I don't know about here. Everybody who's been a part of any organization knows that this is the proposed budget. We have this at our church. Yeah, anyone who's been part of a church knows how that works. That you put the budget there, and then either something happens in the year and it never goes as we planned, but it's kind of, with us, it is kind of, we always end up close to the trajectory in District 118. We've had some catastrophic events in the last 15 years.
Like COVID.
Yeah, or severe budget crisis about 13 years ago or 12 years ago, where we had to make drastic cuts. And so, as we go forth this year, we'll probably have something that will happen that we will have to address, but hopefully, we're financially sound enough, that's why we have a reserve in place, that if something does happen, we should be able to withstand as long as it's kind of normal. So, we take the budget process seriously, and thank you very much. That Skip wants to talk, so let's go. Buildings and ground.
Didn't we just tell him he didn't have any more money?
But this was already in there.
Okay.
Yeah. He just can't do it anymore.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Geddes, Skip Truex, Director of Building and Grounds. Tonight I have with me Mr. Bases, just in case we have some added questions about what is being proposed tonight. So, as you know, the bleachers on the backside of the school are not in very good shape, and we need to really address that, along with the tunnels and other items as far as ADA, different things of that nature for the public to attend ball games and other functions. So tonight, what I bring to you is a bid from Petrie Kuhn for $5,425,000 and no change. This is not a good night to be doing this. But, you know, we probably wouldn't be able to do things like this if we didn't have all that ESSER money. That we are done with ESSER 2. That was for the middle schools. And ESSER 3, we're still spending that, which is, will complete KDBA and Northeast. So when that's complete, that'll be ESSER 3. And then, of course, the 72 edition was out of the school's actual budget. So I think we're on a good track.
So what fund does this come out of?
Capital, it'll come out of our capital fund. It's not
Our
ESSER money.
capital fund, it's not
There's no more ESSER money.
Okay.
Like I said, the ESSER money is, well, actually, you couldn't use ESSER money for this anyway.
Okay.
It couldn't be used for this.
But we have budgeted for this.
We have.
That's the point.
And it will be over
But we have to have no, I trust, stop it. You're like, I don't know better. But we have to have a motion to be able to discuss this a little further. So, okay, the motion is, your recommendation is to accept the bid for
Petrie Kuhn.
Petrie Kuhn for $5,425,000, and I would entertain a motion for that.
I move to approve.
Second.
Great. Now, if you have any questions or comments, Lakeisha would love to hear them.
I'm sorry, my hand's not any higher.
Yeah.
Mr. Truex, I went to the tunnels for the first time at the high school graduation. One is very dark in there. What will be done in the tunnels?
It's a lot more than just the tunnels.
Okay.
If you can envision the backside of the high school where the asphalt is,
Yes.
the blacktop, all of that's coming out.
Okay.
Everything is coming out. That will be concrete, not asphalt ever again. The tunnels are going to be removed. The back part, the old concession stand is coming off the back of the building because one of the tunnels run underneath that. We're going to take everything on the backside of the school and remove it and start over. And there will be new concrete, all new poured concrete walls for the tunnels. with the cap on top. The bleachers will be new. We'll have ADA ramping for people to attend. We will have, there's actually a little flat area on the south side where, like a pep band or the band will be. There will be a sidewalk that will run all the way around the entire field, so that you will be able to, the opposing team will be able to have ADA access as well.
Is that American
and-
Disability Act?
Yes.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
And the entire complex in that area will be fenced in. And the actual field is going to be pushed to the east, and the bleachers and that whole area will be pushed to the east, out beyond where the track is currently. There will be several things, like we'll have a new scoreboard. There will be turf on the field. It'll be used for girls soccer, boys soccer, football.
Pickleball?
Pardon me?
Pickleball?
On
Oh,
turf.
yeah. They don't paint those lines on there.
I think, can we throw a couple pickleball courts in here? It's very hot now.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, they're shaking, they,
It's really, it's needed. You know, we have a lot of trip hazards. It's crumbling. I mean, as you well know, if you've sat in the stands, you'll see how it's just falling apart. I mean, it's time to do it.
Is that a new
Whoop.
track too? So,
No,
I was a
no
little
track.
shocked when I saw
There
them.
will not be a track there. The track will still remain where it's at.
Oh.
That track is never used. That track's gone. I mean, it's not been used for years. Most of it's gone.
the sidewalk that goes around, is it super wide?
It's not super wide, but it'll be 5 feet wide.
Yeah,
all the
that's
way around.
wider than a 3 foot then,
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
so,
Yeah. And then there'll be down below where the ADA, where the handicap people, they can sit at the bottom, or they can actually go up the ramp, which is, you know, really not steep at all. I mean, it's to code. And they'll be able to go all the way across the top, and they'll be as mobile as anyone else. So, you know.
So I would just like the public to know that this, because I know something was said about it at the last board meeting, but in fact, the Board of Education has been working on this for a while. I actually have the original program study that is dated April 12th, 2023. So I didn't want anyone to think that, oh, the board jumped up because someone said something about it last board meeting. We've been working on it for a while, and all members of the Board of Education knew that, but we needed time for him to go out to bid and get but the scope and sequence was done for us a while ago so that we would have bid specs. And again, we've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, the civil part of this, we actually started over a year ago. So, you know, because there's a lot of things that have to be taken care of, a lot of drainage and different things that have to be changed. And to answer your question, which I know is coming,
I'm not gonna ask you.
okay, I do have a list of the subcontractors that will be there, and almost all of them are local people.
Thank you, Mr. Truex.
So
Because they're
the
pretty.
bulk of this will be done in this summer, or?
If this goes through this evening, we will start probably the end of October, and it will run all the way through, and we'll be ready for next year's football season.
Great.
They'll work all winter on it, and throughout the summer. It's a lot of work. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that has to be removed, and there's a lot of, it's quite a bit to it. We are saving the old sandstone stairs on the back of the school. All that will remain. We're gonna save that and work around it, but everything else will be moved.
Great, thank you.
When are we gonna start? Because I would like to know about graduation. Will this impact graduation?
We'll have to talk about graduation.
Is Mr. Prince, he left.
It won't be ready for graduation. I know.
Oh, wait, I gotta
Future
graduate. Wait a minute.
graduations will be in a way better situation.
Yeah, actually, you know, one of the things, I mean, a couple of different things that we're pleased with is the fact that, you know, Watch Fire was spec'd for the new scoreboard. So we made sure that that was local here, and it had to be Watch Fire. The turf that we're using is actually, it's kind of a one-of-a-kind turf. And you can probably speak to that. You sat in on the meetings as well. But it's cool turf, doesn't get hot. So even if you have something on the field, because
Like graduation?
a lot of turf gets really hot, you can't hardly, it's hard to play on sometimes. But, and the way it's made and the amount of sand that's in it,
Yeah.
it's pretty well padded for high school students.
Are the visitors bleachers gonna stay the same?
Mhm. They'll stay the same. We're gonna remove them. We have to for all the excavation, you know, because they'll be in the way.
So we could just turn graduation around, but no.
No,
That was just-
Well, that was, okay, which, we'll just get on and we'll take care of graduation when we take care of graduation.
yeah, we'll see how it you know, how.
Yeah, but we have to make a decision some early spring of what's gonna happen on that, but we'll have that discussion.
Do you have anything to add?
We'll have graduation somewhere.
No.
Mr. Truex, the exit and entryway on the north side, bottlenecks, so that's gonna be redesigned.
The ticket booth will still be there, and the sidewalk and the entry and the exits will still be, they really won't, they'll be a little bit larger, but it'll be formed a little bit differently. But there are exits in other areas. The entire field itself will be fenced in. No one will be able to access the field. There'll be gates and things.
I'm just saying, when we leave out, there's always that bottleneck right there. when
There's
you
a-
turn, you gotta
There is, and we have looked at that several different ways, and there are some things that we might be able to do, but part of it is the way that it's set up with the entryway into the kitchen, and then we have the well house there, which is for our irrigation system, which hopefully we won't need that anymore, but, you know, there will be other ways that we can adapt that and have it be not such a bottleneck. Some of those things you kind of adapt a little bit as we go along. There'll be a few changes as we get into the project and start into the meetings and different things like that, pre-construction. We'll address some issues.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So,
There'll be a press box too, by the way.
good, for that price, there should be two. Okay.
Pretty reasonable.
This, just for everybody's, fun, it's Petrie Kuhn, Petrie?
Petrie Kuhn.
Petrie Kuhn from Champaign for, DHS, field bleacher replacement, press box, grounds, all of that area, concrete, all the work that we just talked about has been spec'd out for $5,425,000. Any other, questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Elder Park?
Yes.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Mrs. Holland?
Yes.
Dr. Miller?
Yes.
Dr. Ashton?
Yes, motion passes 6-0. We're excited to see this work. The striping, who decides what's gonna happen with the field and the beautiful, which way the logo faces?
The logo faces our side.
Correct.
And
Thank
it's
you,
in the-
I'm glad we all agree on that, right?
Yeah, and it is in the middle of the field, and, you know.
It'll be a
there's-
Viking.
Oh, yes.
Who came up with that great logo to put in the middle of the field? Does anyone ever remember?
You did?
Yes! Me and BJ Luke. I was like, we need some branding.
Well, guess what, we could change it.
Go back to the old one.
This dude today, what is it with you?
Yeah, well, you know.
But we need some brand. I wanted them to know when they came to Danville that this was our house, so I'm like, we need something on
When
the
this
field.
is complete, they'll know where they're at.
Yeah, okay, we're
Right.
Viking.
We'll make it
Thank
look
you.
Old Vikings.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, good job, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hurry up, get started.
And be done by graduation.
Yeah, come on. $5,425,000 for all those local concrete guys. We can get this done. Yes, we can. Let's see, that brings us to operations. Cell towers.
In the business office.
Yes.
Good evening, board. Dr. Geddes, I'm Seth Oldfield, Director of Operations. And Ms. Rankin and I are here tonight to request your approval to enter into a lease extension with Crown Castle. That's for the property that's On the DHS campus at 619 North Jackson, it currently has a cell tower on it, and the tower will remain. Crown Castle is the operator of that tower. They currently lease the property from us at a rate of $760.44 per month. That's up for renewal on March 28th, 2024. And again, we're looking for a 25-year lease extension. The new rent will be $1,500 per month. That's a 97.5% increase. And then every 5 years thereafter, for the automatic renewal, there will be a 15% increase in the rent. Any questions?
First of all, if I have any questions, we have to have a motion for accepting this, and so I'm waiting to hear it.
I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for approval of the cell tower recommendation for leasing as proposed before you. Any questions or comments?
Can you explain what that $5,000 signing bonus is?
Sure. So we'll need to have our attorneys review the agreement. It's the current lease, and we're just extending it, but we wanted to make sure that we're still protected in that. So we will use the $5,000 signing bonus, as they put it, for legal fees. Offset legal fees.
Have you checked, I mean, is this like a standard kind of deal? I mean, I have no idea what a lease for a cell tower should be.
We do.
Both of us.
That's
we
why
did a
I'm
lot-
asking this question, and I rely upon your expertise.
We did a lot of research on it because we didn't know either.
Yeah.
And there are a few leasing consultants specifically for cell towers, and they published some data on what the average cell tower lease goes for. And in urban areas like Chicago, the average lease is $1,300 per month.
Really?
And how much are we getting?
$1,500.
San Francisco's getting 2,500.
Mm-hmm.
But to think that Danville is getting $200 more than Chicago,
Yeah, but we're in Chicago, but that's okay.
I just say that's some great negotiation.
The
Yes.
same amount as Los Angeles. So,
Yeah. Land is scarce there.
well done.
Okay, great. Any other questions or comments?
And what did we used to get? What was the dollar amount we received previously?
$760.44.
Which back in the day was a good number,
Mm-hmm.
but now time marches on.
That's right.
And your number will look paltry in 15 years.
It will.
Okay, so we know how, there's no such thing as inflation. Sorry, didn't say it. Okay, so you have before you cell tower recommendation. That's what we're going to be voting on. If there aren't any other questions or comments, roll call vote, please.
Dr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Twain?
Yes.
Dr. Park?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Yes, well done.
Dr.
Why, yes, thank you, Lakeisha. 6-0, the motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the work you did on that. Appreciate it. That brings us to item number 10, any informational item and/or Boots superintendent comments you would like to roll into one?
Yep. So information items, as we reviewed our data before, we started our conversations with the seniors, the superintendent conversations with the seniors before they, left us, and so we've done that for 2 years. As we analyze the data this year, we're noticing that our males in the 10th grade have the highest number of, they're dropping out in the 10th grade. And so now we are going to reframe those conversations, and so beginning next month, I'll be at Danville High School having conversations with the 10th graders. My goal is to get them all done, and so that we can actually start to turn that around and find out what's happening with our boys, both, it's really, the highest numbers are white males and are Hispanic males are dropping out at the 10th grade, so we want to get in there and fix the problem. And because those conversations were working so well, I have challenged Mr. Rice is going to meet with our kindergarten students and their parents in the month of October to have those conversations. Mr. Hart has 3rd grade, because we know, we need to make some changes by the third grade because we recognize that prisons, they build prisons based on a student's ability to read on grade level by the third grade. So Mr. Hart will take those students. In the board consent agenda on the HR report, you'll see that Dr. Jacoby and Tracy Cherry are coming back. Tracy Cherry is working with our alternative programs, both on and off-site. Dr. Jacoby will be having those conversations with the third and eighth graders and third and fourth graders, I'm sorry. So in my head, if somebody's getting eighth grade, because I feel it coming.
It's the transition years.
I probably haven't assigned it yet, but we're gonna head out and what we're finding, parents really appreciate these conversations and we can do some interventions. I'm also, we had the high flyer meetings with me before you could register. There were 101 of those. That has really proved to be beneficial. And so, when I
What is a
asked-
high flyer?
High flyer is that you had more than 10 discipline infractions in the school year.
Thank you.
And so, all of those students and parents had to come meet with me and we developed plans for them for the school year. It has translated, when I went to get my new high flyers, I called Northridge, they did not have one. So kudos to you. Danville High School, I have 10, and of the 10 children and their parents, 6 of the parents were so grateful to have the conversation. They couldn't wait to get here, so they've all made their meetings and they're looking forward to working out some strategies for their children. So those conversations and meetings are proving to be beneficial to our district, so we will continue those. Outside of that, I want to say Viking homecoming football game is this Friday at 7 o'clock versus Normal Community. Please join us. And at this point in the school year, our total enrollment is 4,799 students, which is an increase of over 200 students from last year. And I know that I have, Ms. Robinson told me I have 25 kindergartners in the pipe waiting to complete paperwork. So we're going to do something about that. I'll have a different update for you next time, but I just would like you to know that we now have 25 of our graduates enrolled in our Grow Your Own program. That would be 25 educators back into our pipeline. Good job. That's it.
When will we expect to see the first of our Grow Your Own?
So, year 2, well, no, because then we went and got 2020. So 2025, because you allowed me to go back and get graduates from 2020. So 2025 should be my first, FY '25.
Great. Thank you. Look forward to that. Left to right today.
Last week I had an opportunity to visit Mead Park Elementary, my last stopping ground. Mr. Deloyer was very nice in taking me around. I saw some new things that I haven't seen since 2009. It was a very good tour. The students were wonderful. Some of the kids were outside at recess, and it was a very good tour. This Saturday will be the first Danville Symphony at the high school, so I'm, with all the work that has been done at the theater, I'm looking forward to the concert. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say I had an opportunity also to visit Liberty and Northridge and Danville High last week, and everything was on 3 locations. It's been really well. Again, just thank our administrators, our teachers, and all the hard work they're doing there. I'm really excited, Dr. Gibbs, about the Grow Your Own program. So I'm just, knowing that with the teacher shortages around the country, for us to be able to bring some of our own graduates back into the district as certified teachers will help us with the need for more new teachers. And as we keep growing our own, we will be in a better position as this program really gets started each year with bringing back more students that are now going to be working in our district, and they're homegrown, they know the community, their families are here, and that's going to be really encouraging to just see them back working within our district. So we just thank God for that. I don't know if I'll get to attend. I got a busy schedule this weekend, but it's my 50th Danville High School graduation in 1974. So to all of my classmates, congratulations, we made it.
I just want to give a shout out to both Northridge Middle School and Danville High School for their Spirit Week activities. What fun it is to see all the things and see the kids all getting involved in it. Congratulations to the homecoming court at DHS. It's nice to be respected by your fellow students. So go Vikings on Friday.
Go Vikings.
I just wanted to mention that last week, the Vikings, their football team, and I wish I would have been able to be there, but they beat they upset a ranked team, and you're gonna have to tell me, Mr. Bases, where that team was. But yeah, they beat Centennial, and yeah. Anyway, it was very exciting, and we're really proud of how our team has come together. We're proud of all of our athletes and all of our students. And thank you for the programs that you're offering there, Mr. Bases, and pulling it all together for us. The homecoming dance is this weekend too. It's the same day as the symphony, so there's a lot going on in town. So as you're driving in the evenings, everyone use extra caution because we'll have a lot of young drivers that hopefully they have their mind on the road, but they might not. So be prepared for that. Two other quick things. I heard Dr. Geddes mention they build prisons based on students' ability to read in third grade. And I think we just need to let that land on us about that is massive about what the value of an education is really early on. So to our elementary teachers and to our pre-K teachers, to our all of our staff that works in that is incredibly important work. And not that everyone isn't, but boy, that's where we can turn it around like the rudder on a ship, and really change some things here. So thank you for those elementary teachers that work so hard with those young ones. And then the other thing was just a shout out to our former colleague Gladys Davis. Mrs. Davis, Miss Gladys, she pushed for that Grow Your Own program. She almost every week we would hear her talking about grow your own, and so every time I hear it, I think of her and how happy I know she's got to be with making that happen. So
Thank you.
Okay. I forget your name, the AD. Yeah, Mr. Bases. I was there at the football game on Friday night, and they handed out a salaki, and I'm looking for it to repeat itself this weekend. So I plan on being there at that game, and I also want to say to Mr. Truex, listen, I saw those bleachers, and I understand what you're talking about when it comes to the condition that they find themselves in, and so I applaud you for the work that you are doing to get that rectified, and so we can have, we're moving into the 22nd century in a positive manner when it comes to what the school is going to look like then, and so I applaud you for the work that you're doing there, and I also I'm happy to hear about it's in your head. I know there's a lot of stuff in our heads, but I like that program, It's in Your Head. I don't know who came up with that slogan, but that's quite a slogan. So I applaud you for the work that you're doing there, as it, again, it's going to help our students to become very productive as they grow in life's journey. So thank you all for the work that you're doing. And to Dr. Geddes, this Grow Your Own program, I am really pleased that you're reporting how soon we will be able to get some of those young people back here to work in the Danville school system. I've been trying to work on one that graduated from Danville High School and to come back to Danville. And so I'm hoping that she will reconsider in coming back to the Danville school system. Again, thank you all.
Yep. Thank you. You want to add something?
Yes, I do. The Danville High School Theater Program is presenting the Diviners on October the 11th and 12th in the middle of the week. But I think those kids have been working really hard on that production, and I think it will be really very good and worth your while to attend. I wanted to also correct, the Danville Symphony Orchestra is on the 14th of October, Saturday, not this Saturday. So it won't conflict with the homecoming dance, which is good, but it is on the 14th.
Thank you. But that's a busy week then, because then you got Diviners, and then, thank goodness, we did something to that, to the Dick Van Dyke Auditorium, and we continue to do so. I have very little to say, except great to be, we've been back in school for a while, but as you can see, we're in full swing now. It's football time. We're well into football time. Ironman, they are, I'm sorry, but every time I've gone to see them, I don't want to jinx them because they're tough. They're really, really tough. But you know what? I think we'll take them this week and knock them down a peg, which that would be awesome. But go Vikings, because that'd be awesome. With that, there's a lot of things going on. That's what I was going to say. It seemed to be a great start to the year. I've heard a lot of great positive things, a few negative ones, which as a board member, that's awesome because it's usually the other way around. And so I'm going, kudos to you guys in this room and to people who are watching, because I know a lot of people watch. Kudos to our DEA, because I'm serious. Unlike the UAW, I think that we're gonna get together, work together for each other's mutual interest here and benefit. Because I think there's a great relationship between the board, DEA, and everybody else here, and we want to see that continue. So with that, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.